What's going on, everyone? My name's Jay Mouter and welcome back. We're not in my shop just yet, we're in my house, and we're gonna upgrade my handrail today from this basic hand railing that came with my house to this black walnut handrail. I'm gonna shape this on my router table using just 2 router bits. And along the way, we're gonna use a couple other woodpecker's tools to make the job go a little smoother. Stay tuned, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly step by step how to make your very own handrail. All right, guys, well, to get started, I glued up this blank of black walnut and I milled it down so that it measures 2 1/4 inches square. After that, I cut it to length to match my existing hand railing. And the only step that I want to take now is I want to cut an angle on the end so that my cutoff end is plumb. To find that exact angle that we need to cut, I'm going to be using the woodpecker's bevel square. Along with the bevel square, you're just going to need a little torpedo level as well. To get started, just turn the lever until it releases tension on the blade. And then using your level, adjust the blade until it reads plumb. Once you have it to where you want it, you can pull it away, lock in the angle, and then we'll take this out to the shop and use the angle reference plate to find the exact degree we need to set our miter saw. The angle reference plate is a 3 by 16 by 1/4 inch thick solid aluminum plate. It features laser engraved angles from 0 to 30 degrees on one side and 31 to 55 degrees on the other. The angles are graduated in 1/4 degree increments, using solid lines for whole degrees, dashed lines for half degrees, and dotted lines for 1/4 degrees. Complementary angles such as 145 degrees and 35 degrees are also included. To find the angle that I'm trying to cut, I'm just going to put the beam up against the edge of the angle reference plate and then slide my blade up until it matches one of the corresponding lines. And from the looks of it, it's reading 45.5 degrees. So now I can just set my miter saw at 45.5 degrees and make the cut. With the angles all cut, we can make our way over to the router table where we can start to shape our handrail. The first bit we're going to use is this handrail bit, part number 3305, made by Whiteside. Here's a test piece that I practiced on, and I really dialed in what I wanted for my handrail. So anyways, here's the handrail bit, and this is going to give us our bottom profile and add that little bead right there. So let's go ahead and get this router bit installed in our router table. And as always, whenever you make any changes to your router bits, make sure that you unplug it first. Also, a little bonus tip here, whenever you're changing router bits, leave your spring handle installed. So that way you can rest your wrench up against the spring handle and use it as leverage so that I don't have to hold on to this wrench while I'm tightening my bit. Next, we need to set the height of our router bit. So on this test piece that I cut, I realized that I wanted the bead to start exactly 5/16 of an inch from the bottom of the railing. So to make this easy, we're going to use this setup block to help us set the height of our router bit. So here I'm just going to loosen the micro adjust thumb wheel, then place the setup block right by the router bit. Then I can just raise this up until the bottom of that bead meets the top of my setup block. So with the height all dialed in, I adjusted my fence so that we're going to be making roughly 1/8 inch of a cut on the first pass. In total, we're going to make 3 passes because it's such a large bit. Also, when you're dealing with big bits like this, the diameter of this measures 1.25 inches, so I set the RPMs on my router to 18,000 RPMs. With the bottom portion of the handrail all finished, we can swap out a router bit in the router table and go ahead and finish shaping the top of the handrail. The bit that I'm using is a traditional tabletop edge bit by Whiteside, part number 3296. I already went ahead and installed my router bit and swapped out my insert plate, so all that's left to do is dial in the height. So when I'm setting the height of this router bit, I'm just going to bring a straight edge in, and I'm going to raise the bit until my straight edge just runs into where the bit starts to curve. With the height all dialed in, I set my fence to be flush with the bearing of my router bit, and I changed the RPMs on my router to 16,000 RPMs. With everything all set up, we can make a pass on each side of the top part of our hand railing, and then we're ready for sanding and finish. Alright, so now that my handrail is finally done being shaped, I'm going to go ahead and pre-install it before I sand and finish it. But first, to pre-install it, I need to mark a center line so I know where to install my handrail bracket. To find the exact center of the bottom of my handrail, I'm going to be using my Pellini pocket rule. The bottom of the handrail measures a little over 1.5 inches wide, so I set my Pellini pocket rule to 3/4 inch. So now all I have to do, reference it up on the side, draw a line, and then I can flip it around, draw another line, and it looks like we're actually right on center right there. But if my Pellini pocket rule is a little off, it would just be the exact center of the 2 lines that I just drew. So with my center line all marked out, I'm going to take this inside real quick and pre-install it. I'll bring it back out to the shop, sand it, finish it, then we'll reinstall it, and we're all finished. Here you can see how that center line really helped with the pre-installation. After I pre-installed it, I removed it, and then I hand sanded with 120 and then 220 grit. Then I finished the hand railing up with 2 coats of natural Watco Danish oil. Well, that wraps it up, guys. I really love how this handrail turned out. It was a fun little project, and I really hope that you guys learned something while watching this video. And if you're interested in any of the woodpecker's tools I used today, just check out the link directly below. But be aware the bevel square that I used at the beginning of the video is only available until June 7th, 2021. So make sure to get your order in by then. And if you learned something today, make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell so you'll always know when we release a new video. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.